Hello, everyone. My name is Divina. I am your friendly online tarot reader, and today we have another segment of what does the month ahead have in store for you? So I'm experimenting with new camera angles, every time I do a video it's different, but we're just experimenting, but also I'm gonna do it differently this time. Usually I pull the cards off camera and then I just show them, but I thought it'd be fun to just pull the cards on camera. I do like when I do readings for myself. I like just how it flows and how the message flows that way. The only thing is that I don't like when the table shakes. And oh, that angle's kind of crazy. All right, forget about like the angle, but let's see. So we're gonna do 10 tarot cards, and that's gonna give us the storyline of April. Then we will get into more in depth about April. We will get the details about April's with oracle cards. Then we are going to get into guidance and direction and advice. And I'm going to pull everything on camera. So yeah, let's just see how it goes. Let's flow. All right, Spirit. 10 cards. What is the collective storyline for April of 2024? What is the collective storyline for April of 2024? We have the 8. Oops. Ooh, that was very appropriate. The 8 of Wands, the King of Swords. What else here? Well, the first thing I'll say is definitely March was funky. March was real funky. Yep. And I think April is going to be a month of empowerment. I think March really challenged us. Ooh. Oh, I hope shuffling the cards doesn't get in the way of my voice, but yeah, so March was super funky. Everyone that I know had a super funky month. But it is with the lessons that we learned in March that will be taking us to April. And I think we're entering April with more confidence because we survived March. You know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And that's kind of the energy that we're getting into with March. With the 8 of Wands, and the King of Swords, there's very much like this empowerment and this sudden onset of empowerment. You've probably been feeling more in your power towards the end of March, because the beginning of March was rough for everyone. Collectively, the beginning of March really did challenge and trigger us. And we are getting into this, into prosperity in April. I think April is going to be more soothsaying. We're gonna feel more abundant. We're not gonna be in this, oh man, like why me energy. Or all of March I was saying this too shall pass. And gosh, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 4 more cards. Let's see. But also I think in March we have to choose to be more intentional with our lives, and we have to choose with this intentional energy in April. We have to be more intentional with the things that we are creating and the things that we want to prosper and into our curiosity. We have to give more energy into our passion projects, into the things that we want to grow. And he's even giving to this side where I'm holding the Page of Wands. So yeah, April is encouraging us to give more of our time, energy, intention, purpose into our passion projects or into the things that we want to grow. Whether that's relationships, whether that's building community, whether that's, we have the World on the bottom. April is definitely going to feel faded. And again, rightfully so, because March was just so funky and we kind of need something more lighthearted. April represents, kind of like the rebirth. We have the Sun on the bottom of the deck. It's representing kind of like rebirth, creativity, creation, and birth, because of spring equinox as well. Some people consider spring equinox the true New Year's in the way that oh yeah, we have the Tower and the 3 of Hearts. this is going to be represented two ways, but listen, I have to let you know the truth, and I'm with you in the journey, and I'm a part of the collective as well. So with the Tower and the Three of Swords coming out, oh man, in death. All right, one more card, Spirit. Let me get one more card and then we'll touch on the whole reading. Y'all. One more thing about April. On April 8th, we are having a solar eclipse, and we have the 10 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, and this is kind of giving me the same as this, but so if you didn't learn your lesson for the first eclipse, baby, good luck on the second one, because I'm really into astrology. So we had an eclipse. We had a lunar eclipse, I believe, on March 25th. And I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that too much. But for sure, on April 8th, we have a solar eclipse. And the thing with eclipses is that it's going to shake you up. But it's meant to. Change is so necessary. And sometimes we are so stubborn in our ways. We are so stubborn in our comforts that we do not want change. But change, regardless of how scary it is sometimes, and no matter how it breaks our heart, and no matter how much we fear it, change is so necessary for us to become more prosperous, for us to step into our power, for us to become more confident in our decisions. And with the Two of Swords kind of represents needing to make a decision. But like I was saying, when you endure so much, and you have to rely on yourself, you gain more confidence in where you're going, because you can think to yourself, hey, I've dealt with things before. I've come out victorious every time. And by victorious, I mean, I always come back to love. Life is always beautiful. I can always find the beauty of things. And even on my most down bad moments, even when I don't see the light, I could still be grateful for having a home to live in, for having food, for having family, for having friends. Whatever the case may be, it is only when you experience hardships and you come out of those moments victorious do you understand your power, that nothing can really faze you and nothing can really put you down. Not even yourself, not your own negative self-talk, not the people around you. If you endured any type of bullying, if you are always criticized, nothing can stop you into the prosperity that you're going in. And that's a decision that this is upright, but I'm really giving it in reverse, because I'm really feeling like April, you're stepping into more confidence. But again, I also want to emphasize, we have justice, karmic justice. But also, I'm going to get into all of that. But again, life is always trying to teach you. And if you're stubborn to the lessons that life wants to teach you, you're going to keep repeating these lessons. And it's going to be hard for you. And you're going to keep wondering, why? It's because you're not learning the lesson and moving on from it, right? So this Tower right here, with the eclipses that are happening, and the eclipse that's going to happen on April 8th, if you are not learning your lesson, aka if situations keep popping up that you know are making you unhappy and you know are negatively affecting your self-esteem, your self-worth, how you think about yourself, and overall just not letting you grow into prosperity, it's coming for you again. And it's really going to hurt your heart. And you are going to feel stuck, and you're probably going to feel confused and like you don't necessarily know what to do. And there's a decision I have to make. Do I go? Do I stay? Whatever the decision may be, you're going to feel trapped in that. And with this death card, just know, if you're wondering, what should my next move be? It's to end it. It's to go. April's not playing with you. Seriously, with this right here, April is not playing with you, because the universe wants better for you, and you're not going to do better. You're not going to be better if you're in these same environments, if you continuously stay in your comforts because it's all you know, it's familiarity, it's attachment, whatever, X, Y, and Z. But at the end of the day, you have to choose you. And choosing you is a learned thing. No one is just born being 100% confident in themselves and their abilities, knowing what they're going, having a purpose. Those are all learned traits. Or not even learned traits, but those are all things that we learn as we go through life, right? And with the and we have strength right here under justice. With justice, though, that's what I'm saying. With karmic justice, if you're doing nothing, just know something is going to happen to get you in motion. If you're continuously in environments that are not serving you, something is going to happen to give the situation karmic justice. And what I mean by karmic justice is, leading people towards happiness and leading people towards fulfillment and harmony and peace. And hey, sometimes to get there, something has to shake up. Sometimes we have to hit rock bottom and rebuild. And at first it is hard, but when you're on the other side looking back, you could always find appreciation for the journey and say, hey, at the time, I didn't get it. At the time, I was thinking, God, why me? Why do I have to go through this? But now that I'm on the other side, I understand that it was never happening to me. It was always happening for me. God saved me from these situations that did not serve me. And with strength right here, for one, if you are the part of the collective that has not been learning their lessons, that is being stubborn, that is still stuck in this, and again, no judgment, because attachments are hard, change is hard, and sometimes we just need that nudge. We just need divine guidance. We need that justice, that karma to say, like, I'm going to save you, and I'm not going to keep you in these environments that I know are slowly deteriorating your soul, your spirit, your kind heart. You're not staying in there. Like, justice will be served, and that doesn't mean you're gonna like it. That doesn't mean you're gonna come out of this happy at the time, in the very moment. But as time passes on and you look back, you're gonna understand that it was all supposed to happen the way it did, and at the end of it, it was justice served. Like, taking you out of these environments, taking you out of whatever this destruction and death and heartbreak and insecurity is, saved you. It saved you. And with the 10 of Wands on the bottom of the deck, it's just the ending of burdens. It's the ending of feeling so much weight on your shoulders. You are going to be entering, let's see. I'm pretty sure if I get another card. Spirit, can you give me another confirmation card? You're going to start entering your rebirth cycle. Ace of Pentacles, what I say, a lot of beautiful things are coming, and yeah, you're entering your rebirth cycle with so much death and so much heartbreak that you have endured. And like I was saying, that's just one set of people who are going to be experiencing their karmic justice, aka spirit, universe, God, taking things away from you for your better good. But there's another half of people that already went through all of this, and the karmic justice, again, is your rebirth. You are entering this moment of rebirth because you already are out of this situation, and you're on the other side of knowing that, hey, like, I was saved. God saved me. And even though at the time maybe I didn't see that, I understand that now. And it is because of you being so brave and courageous and trusting in God and having faith that everything was going to be okay, and genuinely believing in your purpose and in your journey, that beautiful things are going to start. Like, you really, really, really deserve this. With this Ace of Pentacles, it's going to be the beginning of rebirth, and it's going to be a lot of prosperity coming your way, but be open to it, okay? With the Eight of Swords over here, kind of represents self-imprisonment, self-entrapment, kind of being stuck in your own ideas, just getting lost in your own head. So don't close yourself off to all this beauty that is going to be coming to you. Be open to it, okay? And something that's been on my heart lately that I'm going to share is that know when your blessings are here and accept it. You have to be able to have your heart open to accept your blessings, because it's not going to be perfect. Things are not going to be perfect. But you have to know when it's worth it. You have to know that in your heart, this is God-given. You have to know, like, this is my journey. I know it is. You have to be confident in yourself and where you're going. And that is all I have for the storyline. We are going to get more cards. We're going to go more in depth. I think I usually get 10 cards, but right now I'm going to get 5, and then we'll just see how that goes. Okay, so I did have to pull these oracles off camera because there's just some noise and it ruined the footage, but the show must go on. So we have Crown Chakra, we have awaiting results, we have seek, nurture, helpless, and hopeless. So with Crown Chakra, and I was intuitively feeling putting it on top of these tarot cards, and again, it's just really getting into your power. This inner power of yours is what I'm feeling the most. I think April's going to be a prosperous month, but it's prosperous because you're entering your inner power. You are learning to say no to people. You are learning how to set boundaries. You are choosing yourself. You're no longer being a people pleaser. And that's really what I'm getting from this personal power, is that you're going to start to show up for whatever it is that you want to show up for. Whether it's if you're trying to run marathons and you need a train, or what else? I don't know, if you're having a YouTube channel, you're being more consistent with making videos and things like that. You're really going to learn how to show up for yourself in April, and showing up for yourself is your personal power. And so when I'm saying your April is going to be spiritually magnificent in that way, it's because you are learning that you are very capable of doing the things you need to do to live your dream life. And I'm not talking about monetary riches, okay? I need to clear that, because usually when we talk about prosperity, we mean money, but I really, really want to emphasize that this is not about money. If you being your most prosperous life and entering into your personal power, if you want community, you're going to learn how to be a great community member. You're going to learn how to be a great sister, a mom, a cousin, a friend, whatever. And that's what I mean. Like, you're going to gain riches and prosperity in that way. And what I'm also getting with this awaiting results, earlier I was saying that you're going to learn, and sorry, you're not going to learn, but you're going to start putting forth more effort into the things that you want to grow, the things that are bringing you curiosity. But Spirit's saying, do not wait forever. And I know this is awaiting results, but intuitively I'm getting, don't let time just pass you by. Like, take action. Don't just always be looking and thinking of your next move or fantasizing your next move. Put the energy and the effort into actually making it happen, because if not, you're going to be waiting forever. And no one wants to wait forever for their manifestations. And sometimes we get so stuck, like, man, when are things going to happen for me? When are things going to happen for me? When are you going to make it happen for yourself? When are you going to put the work and the effort to make it happen for you? And that doesn't mean that you're going to wake up one day and just have the perfect routine that's going to take you to where you need to go. But when are you going to put forth your schedule and the time to do things? When are you going to put forth the courage and the bravery to get things done? If you just wait around forever, time's just going to pass you by. No one's forcing you to do anything. No one is going to hold your hand throughout life and tell you what to do and what not to do. You have free will to do what you want. Now, the question is, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with all this time and this decision and this inner knowing and this energy? Where are you going to focus all of that to? Because you could wait around forever. You could have misdirected energy. You could have, I've really been feeling restless, but like, that feeling of restlessness is just energy trying to go somewhere. So again, if you're trying to run a marathon, if you're trying to get a new hobby like knitting, crocheting, painting, show up every single day. Put your creativity. And another thing I want to say that's also been in my heart, make creativity a part of your routine. It does not have to be perfect. If you're trying to learn how to draw, put 10 minutes a day to do a silly doodle, and also put more dedicated time into that. So obviously, maybe we cannot do things every single day, and your time to dedicate to drawings on Saturdays for an hour, for whatever. But on top of that, again, allow yourself to be creative every day. Put some time out of every day to be creative. And no matter what that is, if you're trying to draw, if you need to write, if you need to doodle, whatever, if you're singing, whatever your creative thing is, set aside time for that. If you're sewing, do a little silly project, that's going to take you a week. Don't do anything big and fancy. You just need to keep it going. Don't let it just pass you by. Because if you're, I'll do it tomorrow. I want to do this really big project. And then you try to do something, but you don't necessarily have the skill set to do it yet. So you need to incrementally make your way there. And another thing as well, I've noticed with myself at least, that I won't necessarily be feeling creative and I won't necessarily be feeling inspired. But the moment that I sit down and I start writing or I start doing whatever it is I am doing, then it just begins to flow. And I think in April, I'm kind of getting like structured flow, in the sense of like when you sit yourself down and you just allow anything to happen, you're going to learn more about yourself. You're going to learn more about your creativity, and it's just going to be fun to see what happens and see what you create when you just let yourself flow and you give yourself that time and space to just flow. With Helpless and Hopeless, again, with all this is just, listen, if you already experienced this, good for you. If you haven't experienced it, I'm with you. Your heart will remain open no matter what, and everything is always happening for you and never to you. With Helpless and Hopeless, you might be feeling like the end of something, like you don't know your way out, or you don't know how your life, where it's going to go after you experience this ending, after you experience this tower moment or this heartbreak. You're going to feel helpless and hopeless. What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? Who knows, right? But with Seek and Nurture, like I keep saying, it's never happening to you. It is happening for you. So in these moments of chaos and in these moments that we don't necessarily understand what's happening, sit with yourself and find the answer within. Like, why am I experiencing this tower moment? Like, what in my foundation cracked? What is the lesson that I need to learn? Like, genuinely, if you ask God, you guys know the prayer. When you sit down and you say, God, please remove everything that does not serve me in my highest good. And then you lose your best friends, you move from your hometown, just a lot of things that at the time feel unfortunate were all happening in your best, in your highest good. So if you are going to be experiencing, again, tower moment, heartbreak, endings, insecurities throughout April, ask yourself why. Get curious. Really sit with yourself and just listen to your body. What emotions are you feeling? Are you feeling anxiety, stress, nervous, jealous, envy, all of these things, and nurture that. Something that I've been thinking in my head is sometimes me in particular, I have a hard time speaking up about how I feel, but with myself. I think sometimes I have a really hard time acknowledging low vibrational emotions and feelings, such as stress, anxiety, fear, all of these things. But I was reflecting the other day and I was thinking that when you love someone, honesty is of utmost importance, and people always want honesty with each other. And if you want a healthy relationship with someone, you have to be honest with them about how you feel. Because when you're honest about how you feel, then you can talk about it, and that feeling can be seen, it can be understood, and there will be a conclusion to that. And when you acknowledge your feelings and you work through them and you try to say, okay, like, why are you angry? Let's figure this out. Like, let's get to the bottom of this, but with yourself, right? So with this tower moment that's approaching, again, get curious, but you have to nurture that. Once you're understanding, like, okay, well, here are the cracks in my foundations. And like, I can understand why this is happening, and I'm feeling anxious and scared and whatever, all these things. Now you need to nurture that. Okay, well, I feel fearful. So like, what is your next step after acknowledging that? Which can be affirmations. One of my favorite affirmations: even if I'm scared, I'm going to do it. No matter how I feel, like, I'm going to do it. Emotions are fleeting. They are temporary, and I do not make my actions and decisions based on emotions. And I was actually having this conversation with a friend that it is so important for us to ground ourselves and to really know what we want for ourselves in our friendships, in our connections, relationships, in our jobs, in our careers, in our school, wherever we're taking our life. It's so important to know what you want, because your emotions are going to change. Sometimes you're going to feel scared. Sometimes you're going to feel stressed, overwhelmed. Other times you're going to feel so happy and grateful and excited and appreciative. But no matter what the range of emotion, you have to just know where you're going. You might feel bored, or you might feel overwhelmed, or you might feel like you don't want to do it. Do it being this dream of yours that you want to accomplish. But just because you feel that way does not mean you need to stop. No, like, those emotions are just fleeting. You're going to get to the other side of things. Don't worry about that. You're going to get to the other side of things. But there's this gap of genuinely acknowledging how you feel and nurturing that. So in April, be kind to yourself. If you catch yourself feeling helpless and hopeless because of a situation, if you're feeling that way about your life journey, if you're feeling that way about the connections that you're in, whatever the case may be, get curious with yourself and ask, like, why? Like, where's this stemming from? Why do I feel this way? And nurture that. And I want to say something else. To each their own, okay? To each their own. But I don't necessarily think it's necessary to go so deep into the past or hyper fixate on, oh, well, when I was 3, this happened. And while, yes, that is significant, you do not always have to hold on to these stories. To be honest, my favorite way, I think affirmations are so great. I think journaling is great. And we genuinely have the ability to rewire our minds. So do I think you have to know why you feel scared? Maybe not. But no matter what your feelings, no matter what emotions you're facing, you could support yourself in that moment. If you're applying for a new job, you don't have to think, oh, well, when I was 9, I never felt supported, so now big changes. And you do not have to obsess over that. You could say, okay, I'm feeling fearful of a new job. Well, big changes are scary always. And a lot of people feel scared about interviews. A lot of people feel scared about getting a new job. It's just a part of the process. And when you acknowledge that and you say, okay, like, no matter what, God was never going to let me down. I'm going to get a job in my highest good. I'm going to get a job that I love, and I don't have to be stuck in one job forever. And when you really support yourself as you're going through these big emotions and these big changes in your life, you rewire your brain, and you also gain confidence and trust in yourself. So that's all I have for the Oracle cards. I'm going to get 2 decks, and that's going to be advice and guidance, and I'll be back. Okay, these came off camera, and it's funny. Move beyond fear. Plant your intentions deep. But Spirit, give us 2 more cards, please. Spirit, 2 more cards. I'm gonna get this angle right because I don't like this angle, and usually I don't see the camera, but right now I do see the camera. And oops. All right, here are 2 cards. Ask questions. What was I saying? Get curious and hold on to your power. Seriously, your crown chakra. I was saying earlier, you're going to be stepping into your personal power. Yeah, so the message is very straightforward. I'm going to try to just get through this without repeating myself too much. But yeah, so plant your intentions deep. What do you want for yourself? And it's so important to know what you want for yourself and what is the direction you're going to go in, because emotions are fleeting. Sometimes you're really going to love what you do. You're going to really love the journey. And other times it's going to scare you and you're going to feel discouraged and scared and overwhelmed and you're not going to want to do it or whatever. But it's so important to plant your intentions deep because no, like I sat with myself and I know this is where I want to go in life. I know what kind of connections I want with people. And this is it or this is not it. So if you are in a connection with someone and you know they really care about you and you guys are bumping heads, right? And you're maybe not getting along as much as you used to. Does that mean you have to break up and cut them off? No, because if you and this person already have intentions of being good for each other, if you have intentions of building a solid foundation, then even though my emotions are fleeting and they change, and maybe today he's just being annoying and I don't want to talk to him today, but I know what we have is real and I know like he cares, then yes, work on things with each other. Keep moving forward with each other. If you have a passion project and it's not kind of gaining the recognition you want as fast as you want it, don't let those emotions stop you. Keep going, because if you know your intentions is, I want to be a musician, right? That's not going to happen in a few months. You have to put in that work. You have to, even if you put a song out and it gets 0 views, okay, whatever. Like, that's not going to stop me. That feeling of, man, no one's supporting me is not going to stop me. I'm going to keep showing up regardless, because this feeling is fleeting and I'm not going to feel this forever. So in the month of April, I'm really encouraging you to sit down with yourself and ask yourself, what do I want for myself? What are my intentions? Where is my purpose? Where am I putting my energy to? And with Move Beyond Fear, like I was saying earlier, just as I was saying throughout this whole reading, don't let fear stop you. And again, with this, look into, why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling fear? Why am I feeling hesitant about moving forward towards something I know that I want? Fear is not a weak emotion. It's actually very brave to look at yourself and ask yourself, why do I feel fear? Why do I feel scared? Why do I feel resistance? To get to the bottom of that is brave and courageous. Move beyond fear. And like I was saying earlier about when I was saying that to have a good relationship with someone else, you need to be open and vulnerable about your emotions. But that also applies to ourselves, in the sense that we have to be honest with ourselves of how we feel, and we don't always have to bypass these feelings of anxiety or again, fear. Like, move beyond fear. Look at how you're feeling. Look at it in the eyes and, come to your conclusion. Like, move beyond it. Be okay, conquer these fears. And with, you could either see this as your current self and your child self. You could see this as the comfort you get from your mother. However you feel it, move beyond fear. Create that safety for yourself within your inner self. Create that safety and that confidence to know where you are going. Create that confidence to just be confident in the decisions that you make for yourself and where you're going in life. Hold on to your power and ask questions. So again, get curious about why you feel that way. Get curious, what in my foundation has cracks in it? And again, just hold on to your power. Be all of April, you're going to be in your personal power. You're going to be very strong all of April. Okay, so to wrap up the reading, I have these. I'm going to pull 3 and then we'll read them. Spirit, connect me to the collective. What does the collective need to hear for April of 2024? What message does the collective need to hear for April of 2024? Meditation. Enter a quiet state of being. Allow your mind to wander and observe your thoughts as they float by. Take note of the unexpected. Notice what comes to nag you and watch these thoughts pass from your consciousness. Are you able to achieve silence of the mind and rest in your heart space? Or do the thoughts keep coming? contemplation. What does this tell you about your life and where you are in your personal journey? What was I saying? I love being a tarot reader. Literally, get curious about why you feel that way. Get curious about what in my foundation is cracking or what's shaking me up. Like, I need to conquer this. What else, Spirit? Oh, it's getting messy. Two more cards, Spirit. Connect me with key to the self. Calm the body and quiet the mind. Commence your journey inward towards the depths of your soul's knowing. Through the labyrinth of your psyche, at times seems unfathomable, you hold the key to the self. All the answers that you seek lie within. We did have seek over here. And like I keep saying, Spirit is just going to say the same thing. I'll get one more card, but ask yourself why. Why do I want the things that I want? What are my intentions? Where am I putting my energy into motion? Headstrong. Oh, heartstrong. Oh, sorry. Heart song. What is the song that brings joy to your life? What is the truth at the core of your being? What is in your heart that is so strong that you cannot hold it all to yourself? Let it spill out and let it spill out in an expansive of energy and an explosion of love. Now is the time to bring your gifts to the forefront. Share your creativity with the world and move into a space of unlimited potential. We are here to sing, dance, and experience beauty and to laugh with joy. Our bodies are for loving and our heart guides the way. Beautiful reading. So super quick recap of the reading. The month of April, regardless if you are experiencing this tower moment or if it's just something that you're reflecting on, if you're just going to be experiencing past triggers that you kind of need to reflect on or whatever the case is, April is asking you, what do you want for yourself? And the answer to that is happiness and harmony and love. But so then you have to ask yourself, what makes me happy? What do I want for myself that makes me happy? And how do I achieve that? How do I always pick what's good for me? How do I find the confidence, the courage, the bravery to leave the situations that do not or are not in my highest good? How do I find purpose and prosperity in these situations? How do I learn my lesson? Like, what is the lesson? April is going to be a really good reflective month, but it's going to be reflective because you're going to be able to transmute these emotions and these energies into direction and movement and confidence. So do not be scared of any emotion that arises in April. Do not be scared. These emotions are for you to transmute into personal power, because when you understand what's scaring you and when you understand, whatever, why am I feeling this way? Why am I causing resistance? And when you are ready to face that head on and say, okay, no, like this is not going to stop me. I'm going to keep going and I'm going to keep prospering and I'm going to keep going in my life's purpose and my life's journey. Totally forgot what I was saying. I'm a Gemini Mercury. But yeah, that's all I really have to say is that April, look within and ask yourself what makes you happy. How do I get there? And yeah, that's all I really have to say. Also, I'm recording this on March and I'll be posting this. Well, today's Sunday, March 31st, and I'm going to post this tomorrow, April 1st. But the energy is kind of restless right now. And again, because of the eclipse, a lot of changes are happening. And also, again, you cannot bypass the journey. And I know this reading was a little bit short. I know I usually get a lot more cards, but this is all I really had the energy for today. But yeah, have a beautiful April, everyone. I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.